no scalper. You a scalper? Then fuck out shit. This one's for them real collectors. That's army building and posing figures. Marvel Legends, imports, Minimates, yeah, I'm fucking with them.
Messing around with the Figma Avengers here. I didn't really get to mess around with them too much when I first got them. I was actually a little disappointed that I didn't get the full spec Iron Man. I had every opportunity to get it too. I don't know why I didn't, but I think Iron Man is in my top 10 figures of 2014. This Iron Man, it was a really nice release. Definitely interested to see how they're going to do the rest of the team, especially now knowing that Figure Arts is going to be doing an Avengers 2, and I have the Marvel Legends Ultron here, which is a horrible figure, but for all purposes and intents here, it looks good because it's only the legs that you see here, and I wanted to kind of really show that it was Ultron that they was facing off against. And Marvel Select Ultron is too classic looking, so this is probably the best shot that this Ultron is ever going to be in. The Marvel Legends Infinite Series Nova was definitely one of my top 10 choices for this year. The figure came out excellent in my opinion, and it was the Nova that everybody wanted, the more modern looked. You know, Hasbro did the classic version way back when they were still trying to get back into the game properly, and it was awful. And they bounced back with this figure in 2014, and it was great. Another honorable mention is this Gladiator figure here, but that entire box set has so many problems, quality control issues and whatnot. Everybody wanted a Gladiator, but once they got him, I didn't see too many people really using them in too many setups or displays or anything like that. Maybe we need more supporting characters from this year and whatnot, but it's an honorable mention. It was a decent figure, and they did pick the right mold for him. I'm going to just talk over some of my previous displays of some of the figures that were in my top 10. So the Infinite Series, Marvel Legends Infinite Series, Stealth Captain America here was in my top 10. I thought this figure came out great. And the reason that I put it in my top 10 too is because I normally don't even like movie figures. If it's a movie figure, then I just disregard it no matter how nice it is. But this figure was nice. It came with some accessories, the interchangeable hands and head, and the articulation and the likeness to the character was just spot on. So this was definitely one of my top 10 choices. I also picked the Marvel Legends Infinite Series Amazing Spider Man figure, mostly because of the articulation and mostly because this is the best Spider-Man figure that Hasbro has put out, and it pretty much is going to set the precedent for what they're going to do in 2015 with all of these Spider-Man characters. And it was just really good to see them bring articulation back to Marvel Legends, and the interchangeable hands again, stepping it up with a domestic release that has interchangeable parts is very, very cool. So this was in my top 10 as well. The Marvel Universe Aries figure, this is probably was the end of the line for Marvel Universe. The figures that they're putting out now in 2015 will have much less articulation, but this Aries figure was a surprise hit with me. Very nice articulation, likeness to the character, nice accessories. It just was great, and it was a great addition so you could round out your Dark Avengers in 3 3/4 inch, but this figure came out really, really nice. I thought the Revoltech Micro or the Revol Mini figures were really nice this year. They put out Iron Man and War Machine, and these two figures that you see here, the Solid Snake and the Cyborg Ninja. I picked the Cyborg Ninja as one of my top 10. The Iron Man figure was really, really nice, but it was an Iron Man figure, and the War Machine was another War Machine figure, and together they go really great, and they are really dope figures. And the Snake here was nice military figure with excellent articulation, but I didn't really like the face, and I hate how Revoltech sometimes they're like in like cowboy stance permanently, and I don't like how the legs kind of were far apart on Solid Snake. It's not that bad when you're trying to pose them, but just to get him standing up in a vanilla stance wasn't that great. And I think they corrected some things with the Cyborg Ninja where you could get him in a nice vanilla stance and the legs don't look too far apart. And so I picked that one as one of my top 10 for this year. Amazing articulation, decent paint, Good likeness to the character. Android 18 was in my top 10 of 2014, the first female release from the SH Figuarts Dragon Ball Z line, and they did an excellent job with this figure. There were no quality control issues that I knew about. My figure came perfect. Even the feature with the folded arms probably worked the best out of any of the other figures that had that feature on her when she was released. And the likeness to the character was spot on. Everything was spot on. Plus, she came with the additional Krillin head, which was just dope. The Revoltech Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles were in my top 10. Obviously, we counted them as one slot, the 4 turtles. I mean, who's going to buy 1 or 2 of the turtles? You know you got to get all 4. And the likeness to the character from the show, the likeness to the characters from the show was spot on. The articulation was the typical Revoltech articulation, but you could get them into some great poses. These figures were just really, really fun to play with. The fun factor was through the roof on these. Obviously, you can only really see 3 of the 4 here, but Raphael is a little off panel, but these were just amazing, fun figures. And this is not my photo. This is a photo from my man David Turner, who is the owner of 808 Toys, who was one of our sponsors in this year's ACBA World Championship Tournament. But you know, he obviously does some ACBA himself. He actually competed in the competition, and he recently put up a video of his Stormtrooper army. It was linked on the fan page. You should check that out. And the Stormtrooper and Darth Vader were in my top 10 this year too. So 2 separate slots, obviously. And guess what? I do not own a Stormtrooper or Darth Vader right now, but I still picked them for my top 10 because I've got to mess around with both of the figures, and I've had them in hand, and they were really, really great releases from Hasbro. The Darth Vader did something that I didn't think could really be done, whereas they used the fabric or the cloth cape and sort of loincloth, and it worked for this figure. Usually in 6-inch scale, you don't see that too often. People complained about the head. The head was a little big maybe, but the fact that you could remove the helmet and reveal the Anakin face was great. Stormtroopers were spot on, great articulation, and what a great army builder. These 2 were definitely top releases in 2014. So that was my top 10 of 2014. We are looking to hear from you, and we want to know what your top 10 of 2014 is. So in the underbar, there is a link to a poll that we set up where you can pick 10 of your favorite characters from 2014 or favorite figures from 2014. And all you got to do is pick the 10 and click vote. And all the information will be gathered, and we'll put it out after 1 week. So this coming Sunday, which I believe is January the 4th, 2014, you'll have until that date to log in your top 10 of 2014. So the link is below. The link is also on a post on a fan page, and the link is also on a post on Instagram. And if you're on Instagram, if you actually at the official Articulated Comic Book Art Instagram and use the hashtag ACBA_top10 2014, then you will actually be entered into a drawing for a raffle to win whatever ends up being the top figure of 2014. So it's very simple. Click the link in the description or on Instagram or on Facebook, and just to log in your top 10. We're trying to get as many people as possible to participate in this poll. This is something that we've done before, but never with a poll housed on another site. But we're able to gather a lot of data like this, so that was kind of the point. So please give us your top 10, and thanks for watching. Talk to y'all soon. Peace.
Mama, I love you. P.O.P. all the time.